Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hope everyone is nice and cool. It's cool in here, and hopefully we'll get out before the storms come. Welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Public meeting was given to all board members and associates in a notice dated July 1st, 2024. Adequate. Any electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided specifying the time, place, and manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Jewel Center, Edgewood Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Offices. And this is our mission statement. The mission of the Winslow Township District, a large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence and diversity, encourages our students to strive for personal excellence, and assist them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Mr. Evans,
Present.
Ms. Stratton here, Ms. Martin, present, Ms. Neal, present, Ms. P. present, Mr. Shaw, Ms. Thomas,
Will be absent.
thank you, Mr. Thomas,
Present.
and Ms.
Present.
We have
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2023-2024 district goals. Number one, student achievement. Continue to implement best practices for delivering instruction to students. Utilize all available appropriate instructional modules. This shall include A, develop plans to increase graduation rate. B, decrease chronic absenteeism. C, increase the benchmark scores and 0.3 LA in the year. D, accountability for all staff and stakeholders. Number two, increase parent caregiver engagement in education. A, provide opportunities for two-way communication with district stakeholders. B, implement the culture climate survey. And number three, market our strengths and achievements of all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent, caregiver, community support. A, work with the communications and pushing. B, team with our public relations department. And C, work with various advisory committees in the district. And D, focus on refining our communication methods and messages to better market our district.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Moving now, board members, to page 2. Dr. Carpenter, any words of presentation? Thank you. Correspondence at this time, Ms. Will.
Madam President, reports this evening. The first one was received in my office. It's to the Winslow League. And it reads, I hope that the renamed its honor and its official and esteemed Olympic gold medalist and a distinguished coach of some of the best women in the world. Dennis Mitchell's remarkable achievements in track and field, particularly in Olympic performance in 1992, Barcelona Olympics, have not only pride for our nation, but also served as a beacon of excellence and dedication for aspiring athletes. Furthermore, successful coaching career, guiding eight female sprinters to achieve world-class performances, exemplifies his profound impact on the sports, renaming the Winslow track and field for not only commemorating his outstanding contributions as an athlete, but also his significant influence as a coach. It would be a fitting tribute to his legacy and a source of inspiration for current and future generations of athletes. This recognition highlights the perseverance, hard work, and sportsmanship that Dennis Mitchell inspired. I believe this gesture would be a meaningful way to honor his personal achievements and his dedication to mentoring others to reach their full potential. I kindly request that you consider this proposal and take the necessary steps to make it a reality. Thank you for your time and consideration. I am confident that honoring Dennis Mitchell in this way would be a source of pride, inspiration for our entire community. Sincerely, Robert Johnson. The second piece of correspondence is dated July 1st, it also arrived at the office in July 2024. It reads, "Dear Mr. Boyle, at last week's Board of Education meeting, a member of the audience made a recommendation to name the track at Winslow High School after Dennis Mitchell. He was told that he needed to submit a letter to the board. I called your office and was told that I could do the same thing to nominate another person for that honor. I would like to put the name of Coach Russell Bates in consideration for this honor if the track and field is to be dedicated to someone. If more information is necessary for you to submit, please contact me and I'll be glad to provide you. Thank you. Marcy Thomas Dillon." And the third piece of correspondence is dated July 12th, 2024. It reads, "Greetings, Ms. Pitts. I am ready to inform you that I am regrettably resigning from the school board due to personal and health issues. It has been a great privilege to serve on the Winslow Township Board of Education, and I value everything that I have learned in administration, staff, my fellow board members, and especially our students. Please receive the letter as my official resignation notice with my last board meeting of attendance being August 15th, 2024. Thank you for your guidance throughout the last 4.5 years. You are a true leader, and as a board member and a Winslow School District parent, I appreciate your work and service to your students. With gratitude, Kelly E. Thomas." And that concludes the correspondence for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Boyle. Board members, you get three pieces of correspondence, and certainly we, at this point, are going to take action. With regards to the first letter that was received with regards to naming the track, if you can recall, and I hope that you had the opportunity to read our policy that gives us direction with regards to that. The first step has been taken. We've received a request from the public. At this time, I'm going to have the committee, because we've already actually have a committee that is set up that can handle this. When Mr. Robert Johnson did contact us, he also called me and said that he'd spoken to the mayor. Shortly after that, Mayor Lawrence called me and said that she had had a conversation also with Mr. Johnson, and that she would agree to be a part of or assisting on naming the track as a joint venture between the township and the school board, which is appropriate because certainly both individuals were residents and have contributed. Now, we already have a joint committee on the board that's made up of members from the township committee, their education committee, and members from our committee. So therefore, what I'm going to do at this time is to ask that members of the joint committee, because I've already contacted the mayor after receiving both letters, asking her for a date when the joint committees could be to go over this, to evaluate this, to take a look at these requests, and come back to the board, letting us know what you recommend. Now, the members who are on the committee that is jointly with the township committee is Ms. Rita Martin, Julie Peterson, Mr. Joe Thomas, and myself. So, as going forward, what I'm asking, as soon as I find out from the mayor when is a convenient time and date for her to meet with our committee, then I would expect that our committee will meet with them and begin the process of helping us to decide exactly how and who we're going to name the track after. I'm hoping that we can have this done by our next meeting, which will be in August. Our next board meeting is August 14th, because we're not meeting anymore this month. I'm looking at my calendar. Let me say this, we have two board meetings in August, August 14th and August 28th. I'm hoping that the committee can meet with the Townships Committee and get this started. And I would expect that by our second meeting in August, August 28th, that those committee members will come back to us, letting us know that they've evaluated and that they have a recommendation. Now, committee members who are on this joint committee, Martin, Ms. Peterson, Mr. Thomas, do you have any questions? No questions?
No question, Madam. I'm totally in favor of the process.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Now, moving now with the second letter, which is available, that is that Kelly Thomas has resigned, will be resigning from the board as of August 14th, as she indicated in her letter, as we know that she does have health problems and she really has been hanging on, hoping that she could go through and overcome these problems. But I want us to certainly keep her in our prayers. So moving forward, as many of us know, the process, we advertise, we interview, and we appoint. As a board, whenever there's a vacancy, we must do that, we must fill that vacancy within 65 days. So therefore, Ms. Boyle, since Ms. Kelly Thomas will be effective, her letter, her resignation, August 14th, I would expect that either by August 15th or August 16th, that we would begin the 30-day process to let the public know if they're interested in coming forward and filling the remainder of that board member's time. Board members, any questions? Okay.
Madam President, uh, possible, the applicant for Ms. Thomas, her applicant had the first insight in board.
Absolutely, I totally agree, and we're going to, that's a great suggestion. We will make sure that we present her with her plaque, her rotating off, that we will include that in her plaque.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Any other questions? Moving forward, I'm still on page 2. I'm asking at this time, board members, for a motion to approve our minutes from our regular meeting, which took place Wednesday, June 26th, both open and closed session. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the following meeting from the Board of Education for Wednesday, June 26, 2024, open and closed session.
Second?
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. X,
Yes.
Ms. Drake, Ms. Martin, yes. Ms. Nieves, Ms. Peters, yes. Mr. Shaw, Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
and Ms. Peters.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Moving now to our board committee reports. Since this is the meeting that we just having once in this month, I won't go down the list of the committee reports, but I'll simply ask if there is a chair that has any Present.
Ms. Pitts, I'm prepared to present on the meeting that we just had today.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Neal. Go right ahead.
All right, so the marketing committee did meet today right before this meeting from 6 to 6:45, present for myself, Mr. Askew, Mr. Shaw, Mrs. Pitts, and Mr. Beavis for our administrative representative. We had 4 topics for discussion, one being our participation in the Winslow Township newsletter and the mailing that goes out quarterly. Action items there is I will reach out to our township contact to talk about deadlines and the possibility of putting more informative articles as opposed to time-sensitive information. We had a debrief on Juneteenth and how that went. We also discussed Winslow Family Day and what we would like that to look like going forward as well. And I will send out an email to board members in regards to specific tasks and a sign-up sheet as well. We talked about chat with the board member. We're going to discuss that in further detail at our board retreat, but we will utilize Winslow Family Day and the Winslow Township Police National Night Out as we've been offered a spot there. I'll let Ms. talk more about that and use that as an opportunity to further talk to our constituents and parents in that regard. We also discussed sending out an email blast, social media alert, and text message to talk about the board participation in those events, and possibly having Dr. Footsy add to his welcome back to school email the newsletter that we put together for the summer events with his email welcoming us all back to school. And the meeting adjourned at 6:45.
Any questions? Regards to the marketing committee report?
Madam President, was here at that board meeting, Coach. And I would ask to consider designing that recognize the contributions that South Jersey Association Girls of the Year. And I think that
Ms. Hammond?
Yeah, where would we propose to display that?
They did it. So you get one that's they can blow with, and that's well.
Right now, are we asking that the district purchase this banner? Is that what we're asking?
I don't know if and perhaps if they chose to contribute something like that produce, not depending on you can buy it. So it's very it would cost.
Dr. Kokomo?
I think we can,
Okay,
so they may not have to go outside, look at what we can do internally,
okay,
because we may have the capabilities to do something inside.
okay.
So I just need some time, to give the rest of the school, as well as also if you start working on time, to give me something to present. You may be able to take care of that. But in the end,
No.
So it's just a consensus?
Yes.
It's an agreement. Anyone have any objections to providing the for Mr. Brown? Okay, so, thank you, Ms. Peterson. Thank you, Ms. Nieves. Dr. Corporal, will be in contact with regards to what's needed in order to reach that. Okay. Any other reports from our committee? All right, now for the top of page 3, board members. I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report as it appears and begins on the top of page 3 and continues through to the bottom of page 7. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations for the following action items today. 1 through 23, pages 3, 7, and B principles.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any comments or questions? I just have one brief question. Dr. Carter, on here, where it says the early childhood education, page 7, 23, we're going to, is there an address that can be found in our?
Yeah, this is for our early education childhood program. We have first. It's for our pre-K readers. And because it's Stanford Valley, an extension of our radio program, the building has to have the identification code. And we cannot use Childeberg's identification code because we are not operating in district. So it has to be passed.
Okay. All right. Carrie, no further questions or comments? Roll call.
Mr. Heck? Ms. Dredd? Ms. Martin? Yeah. Ms. Peters?
Yes, but I need to see letter A, number 2 services.
Letter A, what page?
Page number.
Okay. Number 19?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tom?
Yes.
And
Yes.
motion has
Thank you. Moving down to the top of page 8, I'm asking for business administration report as it begins at page 8, and then it continues for us through to the bottom of page 14. Is there a motion?
motion to approve the business administrator or secretary's report beginning on page 8, letters A and B through page 14.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Heck?
Yes.
Ms. Dredd? Ms. Martin? Yeah. Ms. Peterson? Mr. Shaw? Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Pitt?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Now, board members, up at the top of page 15, I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it begins at the top of page 15 and continues through to the bottom of page 17. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report that begins on page 15, letter A, and goes through to page, the bottom of page 17.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. F.
Yes.
Ms. Dredd? Ms. Martin? Yes. Ms. Nieves? Ms. Peterson?
Yes, and on page 6, and she is here with her, number 3, the principal of school number 6.
Okay, wait, you said page,
16.
okay, 16,
Page
accolades, 16.
Okay.
And it's 3A, and it's 6.
Accolades.
Welcome.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Mr. Crowe,
Yes.
Mr. Tom,
Yes.
and Ms.
Yes.
The motion
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Board members, now we're going to move to our addendum. And I'm sure that we had an opportunity to read it, so therefore, we go forward and for motion to approve the superintendent's report as it begins in our addendum. It begins and ends on page 1. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the superintendent's report, page 1A.
Motion. Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. F.
Yes.
Ms. Dredd? Ms. Martin? Ms. Nieves? Ms. Peterson? Mr. Crowe?
Yes.
Mr. Tom?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitt?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Moving now, Madam Board Member, for a motion to approve the Business Administrative Board Secretary's report as it appears on our addendum beginning at the bottom of page 1, and it continues through to the top of page 5. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the Business Administrator Board Secretary's report that begins on the bottom of page 1 and goes all the way through to page 5, number 15.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Sherman? Mr. Martin? Yes. Ms. Neal? Yes. Ms. Peters? Mr. Shaw? Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And Ms. Prince? Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Continuing board members who are still on our agenda, I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it appears on our agenda, which begins on page 5 and continues to the middle of page 6. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept the superintendent's recommendations, letter B, personnel report, beginning at the bottom of page 5 and going through to the middle of page 6.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Sherman? Yes. Ms. Martin? Yes. Ms. Neal? Ms. Peters? Yes. Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Moving down board members from the top of page 18 of our agenda, our open record act request.
Yes, ma'am. One of was purchased now. Requested a result project at managed which um,
All right. Thank you. Moving now to informational items, Dr. Carpenter,
and none at this time, Madam President.
none at this time. Dr. Carpenter, are you prepared to inform the board with regards to the Dr. Fortune's absence?
I am. So Dr. Fatigue has been out, and it's due to medical reasons. And so while Dr. Fatigue is out, I will be assuming his responsibilities. And at this time, he's expected back sometime, possibly in August. But, Madam President, we're still moving forward, and we will be prepared to open our schools.
What was that date?
August, sometime in August.
Oh,
I don't have an exact date.
Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Carpenter.
Mhm.
And no further information items, right? Old business, there be any old business board members that you would care to discuss at this time? Hearing that, I'm looking down to new business board members. Any new business that you would care to discuss at this time? At this time, board members, I draw your attention to the email that I sent to you that I received from Sergeant Matthew Gibbons of the Winslow Township Police Department. Just anticipating that you've already had an opportunity to review it. I'd like to hear your comments, statements with regards to his request. I'll read it for the record. It says in the scripts, I would like to invite the Winslow Township Board of Education to set up a table and tent at our National Night Out event on Tuesday, August 6th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Setup begins at 5 p.m. I have attached a flyer with more details on this year's event. Thank you, Sergeant Matthew Gibbons, Winslow Township Police Department, Community Policing and Engagement Unit. Mr. Evans, you want to speak on that? Because we did mention that in our, I did mention it in the marketing committee.
Yes, so if it's okay with the board and we would like to participate, I could send out a sign-up sheet to see who's available for that night, so we would be able to man that table. we already have literature in place that we use at Juneteenth that we could also reuse. So I'm thinking a similar setup to that and what we would do at Winslow Family Day as well.
Board members, any comments with regards to our participating in the National Night Out this year? Well,
Is this
well, this is the first time that we've actually received a formal request. Certainly, this is not the first time for this because in the past, as individuals, we have attended, but this is the first time that we've actually received a request asking us to set up a table of intent. And so,
Absolutely phenomenal, Madam President.
I agree. So therefore, certainly, as Mr. Evans indicated, now the time is of the essence because it's August 6th. And so please let Mr. Evans know whether or not you're going to be seated at that table, that you're going to spend some time at that table that night. Mr. Evans, I will be there. I plan to be there from 6 to 9. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Moving now to public comment. Mr.
Thank you,
Long.
Madam President. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask the speakers to follow the guidelines for making public comment. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. Please respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, state your full name and town of residence. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, in the event the board is unable to answer your questions, please leave us with your name, address, and telephone number or email where you may be contacted. Your question will be answered within a reasonable time. And lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public.
Thank you. At this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into the public comment portion.
Motion to move into public comment.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any nays? Thank you. Ms. Ball, has anyone signed up?
Madam President, no one has signed up and no one is waiting.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Boyle. Therefore, we move forward, and I'm asking for a motion to adjourn.
Oh, if I may, Madam President,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You're closing the comment, right? I'm sorry, I thought we were going to the end of the meeting. I'm trying to do 2 things at once here, I apologize.
I'm asking for a motion to adjourn public comment.
Motion to adjourn public comment.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, we're moving now to executive session. Mr. Long?
Yes, Madam President, I've been asked by the Board Vice President for a short executive session at his request, and in view of that, so in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, we will be entering into that executive session on July 17, 2024 at 7:34 p.m. I think it's likely to be 15, 20 minutes. I hope so. We're hoping somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, and it will be item 7, matters falling within the attorney-client privilege, and me explaining the implication of various policies.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Long. So therefore, at this time, board members are making a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Martin, second by Mr. Shaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay? Thank you. We are adjourning to our executive session.